If it seems like Nebraska hasn't finished the highway projects it started in the 80s, that's because it hasn't. Having high-quality expressways will be critical, though, to keep Nebraska's economy rolling, and a new bill would provide new avenues of funding to get those projects finished. 3 News Now's Alex Whitney reports.
Let's just say for 50 years, the state of Nebraska has really dropped the ball when we talk about intrastate transport in the state of Nebraska.
Nebraskans have been promised a lot when it comes to highways, but even after decades, many of those promises remain unfulfilled.
Personally, Suzanne and I moved back from Kansas State in 1983, and guess what? The 4-lane expansion started that year in 1983 on the east end of Columbus, and we're still not connected to Fremont on 4-lane.
Funding has been the main roadblock to completing these projects, and a new bill is looking to a new method of funding, state bonds, to get things done. The state would use a 1/4-cent sales tax that we already pay into a highway fund to back the bonds. And with that small move, groups that once opposed a similar bill in 2021 are starting to come around.
When we issue bonds, or the state's going to issue bonds to make future payments, we think it is critical that you identify a dedicated source of funding for how you're going to make those payments to avoid any situation in which you are reaching into your future annual budgets to make payments for work that is already done, and then kind of losing sight or losing track of the upkeep and maintenance of your existing program.
At Wednesday's hearing, no one testified against the bill, and the committee only received one letter in opposition. Supporters say the time to enact this change is now, as shifting trends in manufacturing will make Nebraska's road quality critical to staying competitive.
Those highway connections are critical to the continuing growth of manufacturing as manufacturing moves back from overseas and the supply chains move back from overseas. Between agriculture, manufacturing, and transportation, that's about 30% of our GDP.
That's Alex Whitney reporting for us. If passed, LB 706 would also extend the timeline for the Build Nebraska Act. It was originally supposed to sunset in 2033, but this bill would extend it to 2043.